There was two. We're on the air now, anyways. Uh,
All right.
there was two incidents in my life where I had like an absorbent amount of beer and whiskey around my house. One was after the wedding, and then one was when my bar closed down. Uh,
You had a
at a,
bar?
yeah, I had a bar, and I had all of a sudden everything was in my basement, and I was looking around, and I was like, "Holy smokes! Look at this! There's cases as far as the eye could see."
Like that scene in Willy Wonka where you go in the room?
Yeah, yeah. I was like, ah. It was great. But my brother ran into he does refrigeration,
Okay.
and what had happened is these refrigerator units, they slide right in. They're like truck units.
Okay.
Well, sometimes when you walk into a beer cave, that's not really a beer cave. That's a truck unit that they slid right into there. When they want to remove that, they'll remove that, and it'll be gone. Uh, so he does the refrigeration for these things, and he had a, this really huge bar had closed down, and they said, "Well, come pick up the two refrigerators, the three refrigerators actually." So he got there and he opened them up, and they were all still full of beer.
Was it warm or are they still cold? Like, was it
Yeah, they
still?
were warm, but
Oh,
it was like really. He says, well, there was everything from Miller Lights to the finest beer in the world there, and it was just It was just packed in it. He says, "What do we do with this?" And the boss said, "Well, take it." And that was a good 6 months there.
I'd like to apologize to everyone listening that all I talk about is beer.
Beer's good. For a young man, I loved beer when I was young. I like it now, but I don't like it as much in the great quantity that I used to drink.
Yeah. I like
But
to enjoy it as like a hobby,
yeah,
like like trying different stuff and going to events and pretending to know stuff about beer. That's always fun.
oh, pretending to know everything about it. But yeah, you get to know beer. You got a Great Lakes there now, huh?
Yeah.
Now
Yep.
that's a fine beer.
Probably not my go-to, but we had like about 4 or 5 cases left after the wedding. So
Okay. So you've
yeah,
been like one a day every day you get home and just pop one.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Right before,
Yeah,
right
we have
before.
an excessive amount of gin too, and I don't know anybody who'll drink it. I
Gin.
can't even give the bottles away because everyone's like, "Ew, no."
You know what we used to do for gin? Like in the summer when it's really, really hot, you go get like one of those coolers, those like they're the liquid coolers for Kool-Aid for kids. You dip
Yeah, like the
40 gallons in there. Just fill it up with lemonade and just pour your gin in there, and then fill the rest up with ice, and then close it, and then there you go. Just set it out for your friends. They'll drink it.
yeah. I haven't found anything that really tickles my fancy that goes with the gin. Everybody
Yeah,
has their
gins.
own thing, but I don't know. I still prefer orange juice and vodka over most
Or
other drinks.
yeah, orange juice and vodka is just good. It's good for you too, or the
It's healthy.
vitamins.
And yeah, and
Yeah.
I buy the kids orange juice that has all the extra vitamins.
Oh yeah, yeah. You don't put Tropicana in there.
I had the
Oh,
cashier at Meyer chuckling the one time.
you
I was like,
got
"This is
about
called responsible drinking."
responsible drinking. I use it. Yeah, it's
I get all my
healthy.
daily vitamins and minerals.
That's great. Yeah, yeah. Tropicana's got everything you need.
I heard a secret to hangovers at work the other day. One of the guys
What's
was
that?
telling me was Pedialyte, the baby formula,
Oh yeah,
because
the
it
baby
has
water.
it's all the stuff that you need to survive. He says it works great for hangovers.
Yeah, that's what you pretty much why you have a hangover, because you're dehydrated.
Yep.
And the Pedialyte for kids, the water, and usually it comes like a flavor. You get like cherry or some kind of kids flavor, which just tastes damn nice. And drink a couple of those. Yeah, that'll work. At least to sell like in your beverage center there, they used the hangover cures in the bottle.
I never trusted those. I
Yeah,
never tried them.
yeah, it's like green tea and ginseng is always their answer to everything, you know.
Yep. Ugh, excuse me.
Yeah, but I rarely ever have. I avoid hangovers like the plague now.
Do you drink a lot of water like while you drink?
Uh, yeah, I'll have a beer and then like I'll switch off, like have a cup of coffee, and I just don't keep drinking now. It's just like
Yeah.
or I'll switch to like a Coca-Cola and then dehydrate, and that's it. But there ain't nothing better, after cutting the grass on a hot summer day.
Yeah.
I mean, there ain't nothing better than a draft beer, after that.
Oh no. Or
I used to keep
lemonade. Just regular lemonade.
regular lemonade. Yeah, I come in and I usually chug whatever is close, except for milk. But uh, yeah, yeah. I used to do this thing where we have a hairy buffalo. You ever eat at the hairy buffalo?
No, we don't have that.
Okay, yeah, it's called the hairy buffalo, and they got buffalo hamburgers, but I found out that this one around the corner keeps their kegs especially clean.
Huh.
So the beer is always really good tasting. So I get done mowing the grass, I jump into my car, I'd run up there, have like get two of those big ones, the 24-ounce beers, that look ridiculous when you're drinking them,
Yeah.
and have a couple of those. Yeah, it's like the glass. And you ever see Walter Mitty, the
No.
life of Walter Mitty? The guy's drinking the guy that flies him out of across off to the boat. He's drinking out of this huge glass that's shaped like a boot.
Oh yeah. Das Boot.
Das Boot. Did they make glasses like that?
Yeah, they do. That's a German thing.
Yeah, that's a German thing, and God, it must have been like 48 ounces at least.
When
Yeah.
I was down in Columbus last time, I went to the Hofbrau house there, and I
Okay.
bought one of their glasses, and what was it, like 30 something ounces? It's a big old glass beer stein. I don't know,
32 ounces
32 ounce, I think.
of draft beer. Did they have Dab?
It was all in German, so I don't know.
Yeah. My favorite German beer is Dab.
I had the Dunkelweizen.
Dunkelweizen.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like half Dunkel, half something else. I don't know.
Yeah, that's good stuff. And just German food is excellent.
Oh yeah, they have the best pretzels and beer cheese.
Zeta says I'm blocked here. Zeta, are you blocked? Here, blocked me?
I don't know what he means.
I don't have them blocked. Let me check. I'll check the view actual pop-up chart, add or remove moderators, view actual users. I can see who's blocked. I used to be able to see who's blocked.
HBR blocked me. Who's HBR?
HBR, that's what was his name? I put him on moderation. I can see him. Pop-up chart, add or remove moderators, but Zeta's the moderator. Oh, let me remove the other moderators and see if you just keep you as moderator and see if that helps. Her blocked me. HER. Oh, Honey Badger Radio blocked him. Oh, he got blocked on. How'd you get blocked on Honey Badger Radio? That's hard. I've said some of the god awfulest things on those things.
Yeah, they're kind of ruthless. You gotta go over the limit there to get blocked, don't you?
Okay, Zeta, fess up. What'd you say? We're gonna bring Zeta in. I think. Did I send you? I don't know if I sent you an invite. I'm an asshole.
Everyone an invite, or everyone in that chat.
Yeah. There, I posted an invite. I'm sorry about that, Zeta. I want to know how he got blocked on Honey Badger Radio.
This should be a good story.
Yeah. Did you say something about what's her Karen's breasts?
He said for being me. All right.
Yeah, just you dogmatic. You were dogmatic on something. And they hate that. They hate persistence. over there. You're supposed to give up and just agree with them because they're the honey badgers. I can't come in now. I'm working. What are you working on?
Getting on.
Oh, he's driving. Oh, I thought you were still at I thought he was still at the camp, and I was like, what the fuck are you working on? Okay. Yeah, so you posted something interesting today.
Yeah, my buddy sent me that article, so I'm gonna try and find it real quick. So
Yeah,
maybe
you
I
can post it up there so
up.
you can
Yeah.
we can see it. We can all see it, and we can dog on it for a while.
Yeah. It was on the Guardian, wasn't it?
What was it? Stefan Chase or? Oh,
I'm not sure how you say that. Yeah, I pulled it. I got it.
Yeah, it was Stefan. Somebody had wrote in it. He's a red pill guy from Reddit, Red Pill Reddit, and they got weird ideas over there at Red Pill Reddit. What the red pill is? You know what they did is they never realized that the red pill started in Mgtow, so they just kind of formed and made red pill what they wanted it to be.
Yeah, do you want me to screen share it?
Yeah, you can screenshot it if you want. Oh yeah, that's Stefan March that wrote this.
All right, you'll have to let me know if they can see it. Can you see it?
I can see it. Just click on your. There you go. I'll click and put it up for you. There you go. Yeah. So this is you gonna read it?
Yeah, Swallowing the Red Pill: A Journey to the Heart of Modern Misogyny. As soon as I read that title, I was like, "Here we go."
Oh yes.
See, he talks about he just talks about Reddit, just the whatever Reddit thread is.
Yeah.
The red pill is it a separate thread? Because I know there's isn't there a Mgtow Reddit and then?
Yeah, there's a lot of different threads or different whoever your special thing there. It's sort of like YouTube, but without videos. I suppose I never really go over there a lot, but they do say some of the damnedest things. They write in detail about everything, so it's like, ooh, get your mind ready for that.
Yeah, I mean, I've been on Reddit a few times. It's not for me, I could never really just get into it. It just seemed like a troll central.
So what
comments wasn't bad enough.
So in the first paragraph, what's the premise of the article?
So this is the first sentence. How shitty are men really? Not are men shitty? It's how shitty are they really?
Yeah. Yeah.
The question hung in the air, invisible but omnipresent, like a smell of a garbage fire from a nearby town.
Ooh, that's pretty bad. Huh?
Yeah. 2016, a series of catchphrases had come to dominate the chaotic state of gender politics. Male privilege, rape culture, men's rights, but confusion reigned. And in the middle of this confusion, a group of anonymous men retreated to the Red Pill, an online community hosted on Reddit, to revel in their loathing. Like these men's rights retreated from a battle and hid on a Reddit thread. That's what.
Yeah, there's like a talk within their safe male space, all by themselves. It's just he's talking about Mgtow. It's like, they're hiding from the more intelligent people or something.
Like that paragraph alone makes it sound like these Red Pill guys are the equivalent of Tumblr feminists.
Yeah. I know. Who does he well, we can go on with this. I can't really see it all that great, but
I could try and zoom in so everybody.
Oh, there we go. There's a zoom. Oh yeah, the name derives from a scene in 1995 mil, The Matrix. Yeah, we take our thing from Lawrence Fishburne and Keanu Reeves. You take the blue pill and the story ends. You wake up in bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill and you're still in Wonderland. And I'll show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. The rabbit hole in this case is the reality that women run the world without taking responsibility for it. Yes, that is the response. That is the rabbit hole. And the male victims are not permitted to complain. We're not permitted. Yeah. See, here's a guy. His typical response is, "You guys are just complaining," and then he comes back and says the male victims are not permitted to complain in sarcasm, like, no, we're not allowed to complain.
I'll be honest, the first time I read this, I thought a female wrote this. Up to this point, it sounded like a female wrote this. And then I didn't know it was a guy until you said who the author was, and I looked it up, and I was like, all right.
Oh, yeah, I went and looked at that. The first thing I said, this got to be a female. Yeah. And then I looked it up, and I was Stefan March, and then they show this. Look at his picture. If you throw his picture up there, yeah. He's your typical mangina. What was the end of that?
There he is.
There he is. Look at that face. He's a handsome mama's boy.
He's known for how Shakespeare changed everything, shining at the bottom of the sea, and forthcoming The Hunger of the Wolf.
The Hunger of the Wolf. He writes a column for Esquire, as well as the regular feature on opinion pieces on The Atlantic, The New York Times, and elsewhere. Follow him on Twitter, Stephen March. That sounds like a Sandman thing, like yeah. So what else? So we're at the third paragraph. Well, we can skip through that. Roosh, he talks about Roosh V attempted to organize a meetup. Oh, he's going back to that legendary meetup that they all quote. Excuse me. Let's see. You want to do this next paragraph?
Yeah, I'm just kind of looking to see if we need to talk about it.
Yeah,
but judging by the Red Pill, by most extreme statements of its members is, if not unfair, then at least inaccurate. There's plenty of vileness, to be sure. Elaborate conspiracy theories formed out of pure misogyny and outright hatred of female independence. But the bulk of the comments are much more muted and frankly pathetic. Now, I'll stop you there. On all of the YouTube channels, like, they've gone over and studied and talked about key concepts of female nature, if I'm not mistaken, and a lot of the producers have come up with scientific evidence for, female nature, hypergamy, and other key terms as well as that we phrase in the community, right? But here, he just says, elaborate conspiracy theories formed out of pure misogyny and outright hatred.
Oh yeah,
it's like completely made up. There's
just making it
no
up.
Backing. Yeah, it's just.
Oh god, pathetic. Yeah, he is pathetic. Yeah, now he's going to do his catchphrase here in this next paragraph, isn't he?
Yeah. I saw mostly feral boys wandering the digital ruins of exploded masculinity, howling at their misery, concocting vast nonsense about women, and craving the tiniest crumb of self-confidence and fellow feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's his catchphrase. I saw the feral boys wandering in their digital ruins and exploded masculinity.
And he mentions it several times in the article that these are boys, not men.
Yes, feral boys. They're just out there feral. They're just running around in the woods with extreme amounts of hair and tusks like pigs, and they're just running around out there because they're feral now.
Oh, wow.
Now he goes on reading the Red Pill often. He shows possible answer questions how shitty men really are, and he does this over and over again, that men are just shitty, that we're just terrible people because we're born.
Possible answers. How shitty are they? It's not are they? It's how shitty.
Yes.
On a scale of a little bit to a lot.
It's like when you're choosing a man, you got a choice between a turd or a turd sandwich. The first situation of the Red Pill, the toxic culture on spectrum of digital misogyny. Ooh, Oh, it's loathing. It's just like loathing and dripping with
That's,
hatred, isn't it?
that's just a fancy sentence for trolling.
Yeah, loathing. Any women who say anything of moderately controversial will receive torrents of. Okay, let me hold on 1 second. I gotta answer the back door.
Okay.
Keep on going with that.
All right, let's see here. Sites such as 4chan exist mainly to post thousands of revenge porn images without consent. Gamers on Xbox Live will be sexually harassed, inevitably. The answer to the question of how shitty men are, from this perspective, is really pretty shitty. Oh, Jesus.
Okay, my son didn't bring his key with him, so he's pounding on the back door. So what do we got here, Oracle?
Did you read this one? The answer to the question of how shitty men are from this perspective is really pretty shitty. I was just laughing at that.
Yeah, that's tripling down on how shitty we are. That's just triple shitty. But the entire difference approach merging to a slight shift in the emphasis. How shitty, man! How many times can you say how shitty men are is a reality? Now he's specifically saying that it's a reality, and you must believe this reality. How shitty, and tripling down on how shitty we are. An absolutely conundrum. It's a conundrum to him too.
Right, and then he segues into his biggest conundrum is people, how they act online. Is that how they really act? You know, are we
No,
our real selves on the internet, or are we not? And he mentions that again later in the article. All right, answer a phone call, but then I'll be right back. Okay.
okay. Now, really, guys, I'm pretty nice online. When I talk here, I'm pretty nice. But if he wants to know that question, come visit me in person and say something to me shitty in the beverage store up the street, and you'll find out what a fucking prick I am. Because online, I cannot touch you, see you, do anything to you. In real life, I will grab your ass and I will sling you up against the wall. And like most men, I will put my big fat fist in your face, and then I will walk away. And that's, if he's wondering, and maybe I don't know, maybe he's living online too much, because in reality, when I go up to the beverage store and the thug boys are standing out front, and I go in there, I'm trying to act pretty. I'm trying to act pretty decent, because I don't want to get in an altercation, because in real life, getting in an altercation will take some strength to get out of. It's going to take a little bit of it's going to take a little bit of effort on my part to get out of a real life altercation. Online altercations, they're just, yeah, I'm just going to lay some pudding on them and say ha ha he he, and you can say anything you want while you're hiding behind your computer, and that's what we call keyboard warriors and stuff like that. But maybe he's conflating real life with on here on the internet, because we all know real life is much, much more harsh. Let's go on with this other. The head monitor on the Red Pill goes by the name of Morpheus Manfred. Does anybody actually know who Morpheus Manfred is? It keeps blocking my view here. I got a little problem. Okay, I got to take my point. I can't use my cursor, or else it brings a page over and it blocks the view. So it's written by Morpheus Manfred, and we agreed to give an interview with him. Anonymity was sacred, and faceless and sacred was the sacrifice was demanded. He moderates a community of 141,000. He got a big group of a community of 141,000 people against probably Manfred. What is his name? This cat's name again? He's got a group probably about half that size, or not even. And he's in his early 30s, and he's conservative Rand Paul and Donald Trump. But it's okay. You're allowed to pick who you like in this world. I asked him even to lead the Red Pill. He answered. I asked him I asked what event led him to the red pill. Okay,
I'm not.
and I know. Okay. Yeah, Manfred Morpheus said, having spent 20 years looking for a female companionship. I don't know if I'm going to spend any more time looking for a female companionship, but I've noticed. See how it always wraps around women?
Yeah,
Uh,
I have a
it-
question. Does anybody know Morpheus Manfred, or is he
yeah,
like in charge of a totally separate red pill group on Reddit that no one is in contact with this guy?
who is Morpheus Manfred? Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Maybe we can have him on someday and talk to him. I don't know.
I don't know.
Well,
Is he on YouTube at all? Because I know there's a Morpheus.
there's a Morpheus.
Is
Yeah.
that him, or is that a different guy that runs around?
Yeah, maybe we got to look that up and see if when you type in Morpheus, maybe Morpheus Manfred will come up, and they'll link it together if they do,
Yeah.
and then you kind of know at that point. But Morpheus gives some answers to why his answer is pretty much dating nowadays is an unpleasant experience. Good answer. It is an unpleasant experience. Can you give me an example? And
Like he doesn't know, like he doesn't have any bad dating experiences.
yeah, all of this guy's dating experiences are just phenomenal. He just loves each one of them, and
Yeah.
yeah. Well, he's probably got he's these kind of guys. They got that big fat heavy girl, and they just think she's the greatest. The rhino unicornus
Oh
is. He
yeah,
probably
she can cook. She's the best. Would
she's
never
the
trade her for
best.
anything.
Yeah. She makes peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. He doubles up on the peanut butter.
Sometimes she'll throw bananas on it. If he's
Yeah,
a good boy.
yeah. If you're a good boy and you took out the garbage and mowed the grass, he gets bananas. My God. Okay, so what does Morpheus say in the next one there?
Over the past 10 years, the flakiness of women has gotten worse. You'd meet a girl, hit it off, get her number, and agree to a date, and either she's a no-show or cancels right before. Found myself putting in all this effort for nothing, and it was very defeating. It's not the way courting worked when my parents met. Yeah, and I can attest to that. Women are flaky,
Yeah,
but I think they were still flaky back then too, to an
yeah, they
extent.
were just under control, flaky.
Yeah.
They were
It's
just under
just
control.
like, did you watch who's that new Mgtow? He had that video about the cell phones and how that was a big thing now. I forget his name.
Oh God, cell phones. I don't know if I've seen that one.
Okay, I just subscribed to him. He's relatively new. He's only got a few videos, but he's an older gentleman, and
Oh,
let me see if I can find him real quick.
Fingers. Yeah, no, I've been watching Fingers. I don't know if that's exactly his name.
Not sure. It is Chris Full Revving Mgtow.
Oh, Full Rev Mgtow. Okay,
I
Chris
don't know
Full
if you've
Revving
seen that
Mgtow.
guy. I can pull it up real quick.
No, I haven't. I'll have to check him out there.
It was
Okay. Okay. Oh yeah, I've seen this guy. Yeah, I've watched a few of them. I didn't know his name was that. Didn't know. Yeah. He's been pumping the videos out too these last week, hasn't he?
Yep. Women's smartphone tricks.
Women's smartphone tricks. Oh, I hate them smartphone tricks.
Yep.
Back in the day, they used to do the call forward and what I call the call forward, and then they have the other girl on the line listening in. And then she'd get her friend to call you, and then she'd listen in, and then it's like, oh, don't fall for that one. I fell for it once before I knew the cell phone trick, and it's like, you got me, yeah.
What was I talking about? Oh, just the flakiness of women and just how the smartphones, especially, just with all the dating apps and everything, they're very flaky.
Oh yeah, it's all gynocentric and made to make women feel better about themselves and about their bodies, and about their overweightness,
Right.
and they're
And then
bad.
they can have all these, guys messaging them at the same time, like, "Oh, you look great," and they'll just ignore all of them and pick which one they want to talk to.
Yeah, yeah. You know what the criteria for women are
Yeah,
nowadays? She shows up.
yeah. We'll see what he says. What I saw in movies were having a good heart and being yourself is all you need, and that's not what happens now. Good and nice isn't attractive anymore.
Yeah, nice guys. We know how nice guys. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's the
and
nice,
it
the nice.
is amazing how many boys, men, everyone in this country, we see things in Hollywood and think that's how it is in real life.
Yeah, that's true. Oh God, when you first seen when I was growing up, it was Don Johnson. All the expectations of a man was Don Johnson with his T-shirt and suit jacket on, and that's what the guys had to wear, and you had to do that. Otherwise, you weren't considered, truly. And there was other
Right.
pop stars.
I grew up on James Bond. I watched all those.
Yeah, what a high expectations they place
Right.
on us. We all have to be like James Bond. You know.
We wanted a place where men could discuss masculine topics without facing the same public shaming outcry that happens on social media sites. Feminists are quick on the trigger to try to take down anything they consider wrong. Ain't that the truth? Milo Yiannopoulos, I believe is how you say it,
Yeah,
lost his verified status on Twitter because, yeah, that's right, he got banned.
yeah. I just got a request. Today, his new channel is something Milo, and it's got sort of a gay little thing on it. He's like Milo, the badass gay guy. I should check that.
Oh, man. But surely there's a line somewhere. I mean, the real feelings being expressed here are hostility to women. That was the author. Everything he sees on Reddit is hostility to women. Now, I don't know. I can't speak for the Reddit guys. When you get on there and look at it, is it all just troll and misogyny like the author claims it is, or is there actual some substance to it and he just thinks it's all?
That's what's in his head. He thinks he's
It's like,
triggered
oh,
easily by
they're
if
stating facts, so it's got to be misogyny.
yeah, you know what his idea of misogyny and treating women bad is, and hostility to women. If you treat them normal and you don't put them on a pedestal.
Right.
Yeah, his idea is up on a pedestal, and if you come in a girl's like doing something, really kind of weird or something, he goes, "Please quit that." And then this kind of guy will jump and go, "Hey, don't be misogynist, man." No, you're allowed to pick your own friends. You're allowed to tell people when they're doing something stupid, you know?
Yeah, and like I told my buddy earlier, it's like when you're neutral towards women, you don't have a stance. That's misogyny. To them.
To them, that's misogyny. When you're neutral, yeah, that's what we just treat them like regular people. And
Like, no, I don't hate women. I just don't care about them. I'm not hating them.
Yeah, these guys. Well, they put them up on pedestals, and they have that special angelic glow about them when they look at them. How do they? You go into their mind, and they put that angelic glow around them. It's like a video editor in their head.
with a ah voice in the background.
Yeah, like yeah. So what's Manfred say about that? You want me to do this next one?
Yeah, you can go for it.
We're accused of misogyny almost daily. Right, we are. We won't deny that our language is colorful, and it is, and we have lots of emotional expressions by men on the forum. But therefore, the red pill, there wasn't really a way for men to express their feelings. That's very honest. It's colorful. We use inflections. We use Poe's law is out the door. Either you get the sarcasm or you don't get the sarcasm here. And he's right about that. Let's say there's a guy who just says, "I hate women." I think in the textbook, I think that's textbook. Yeah, rarely do you see a guy, even around YouTube, say, I hate women. Because we all know that if they just keep out of our business, there's no reason to hate them. Just stay away from us. That's all we're saying. Most of us are just stay away. Don't bring your silly ass shit to me, and I won't have to say get. No one ever says I hate women around here. Where was I at? Let's just say because there's nowhere else for men to blow off their steam. They say they learn and vent and get advice. Yeah, we learn, we vent, we get advice. They get back on the horse. The end game. Now I don't believe. Obviously,
Yeah.
this guy is the guy who dates. Most of us aren't going to get back on the horse.
Right. I'm not sure if he said that, purely because he dates individually, or is that what
Right.
he expects everyone else to kind
Yeah.
of cover their asses a little bit, like they're not misogynist.
Right. Maybe he's backing off a little bit. The end
Yeah.
game of our advice isn't to hate women, it's to understand them. Right. And really, I don't think that's a true statement, anyways. I I don't want to understand women. I want to understand biology and why women do them. It's not the individual persona of a woman I care to understand. It's the
Right.
broader, it's the broader female the
Nature.
biology,
Yeah.
all of them in the Crustine Sea, that's I want to understand all of why they all act like that, why they all are a Walt. I very seldomly focus on any single woman's persona, and
Yeah.
to
It's
understand
just that whole kind of PUA kind of thing. Kind of like once you understand how it works, you can get back on the horse type of thing.
yeah,
It's like, well, I know a lot of guys on YouTube are just getting out of the game and staying out. Even when we do learn and trying to figure out how to go from here, none of us are really wanting to get back on the horse.
Yeah, Mark Burley said Morpheus claims that the red pill helped him to find a long-term girlfriend, and that's the red pill is ultimately little more than an online vision of locker room talk. Yeah, this guy sounds like he's a little bit there where he's got the Nico thing going where he thinks like the red pill can help him find that perfect Nawalt out there, and then he's not going to have to go through what everybody else seems to go through. The guy's a simp. He says, yeah, Mark, you're right. The guy is a simp. He might be a simp. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what do we got next here?
And then he goes on to, it's funny because Jessica, my editor at The Guardian, had the same idea. What idea was that? Wasn't the red pill just an updated version of locker room talk? No, I said, it's nothing like locker room talk. Well, she asked, what's locker room talk like then? Well, I'd never had any talk like that in the locker rooms. Locker room talk goes like this. You say to your friend, my God, did you see the tits on that yoga instructor? And your friend says, it hurts you, doesn't it? And you say, it does. It does. And when he says, I've sucked tits like that before. And you say, yeah, right. And he says, really? And you say, who? And he says, in Brazil. And you say, of course it would be an unverifiable claim. He shrugs and you laugh and he laughs. What a ridiculous example.
Yeah, that's a pretty lame example of locker room talk. I've been in locker rooms and it's a little more aggressive than that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's like and of course we would be talking about girls,
Right. Yeah, that's the only thing that we talk about in locker rooms is girls.
Yeah. Now, if I had to
Not
give
the sport that we play or whatever,
yeah,
it's current
yeah,
event.
if I had to give an example of locker room talk, it would probably be young boys generally in the locker rooms. It would probably be 60% auto mechanics, 40%, 30, at least 30% the game that they just played from,
Right. The
handball,
sport or activity.
basketball, football, whatever activity they just played.
Yeah.
And then about 10% picking up girls.
Right. Yeah, I
girls.
think the longest a conversation about a girl in the locker room was like, "Hey, did you bang your girlfriend?" Yeah, and that was it.
And I will agree that most of the time those things is when they come up in the locker room, some guy will say you're dating Susie Big Ass over there, and then the one guy will start giggling and say, yeah, she got the biggest ass I ever seen, and they'll start dogging on him,
Yeah, I mean,
That's like,
there's always going to be hazing and
yeah,
that type
hazing,
of
and
shit
then
too.
a wet towel slap in the ass.
Or maybe that's a little bit more Hollywood.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Oh my God, he's got a what? Maybe he's never been in the locker room. He looks like one of those guys that never played any sports, or
yeah, he was probably the kid that struck out in kickball, which is physically impossible.
yeah, yeah. Is there a band camp locker room?
Chess club locker room.
Yeah, chess club. Maybe the chess club locker room's different than the football or basketball player, baseball player locker room that I've known in my life. Okay, where are we at here?
The quantity of locker room talk is inversely proportional to familiarity with women. What the fuck? So if
Yeah,
you
that's
fall
what.
in love, maybe even get married, it no longer becomes feasible to talk with friends about women's bodies in such specific detail because, say, your friend works for your wife and you don't want him thinking about her cleavage when she's firing him. I don't think that's true. I don't think it matters what stage of relationship you're in. You can still talk shit about your woman,
Yeah, in a locker room, I don't think we're talking. He's talking about a work locker room, isn't he? In a work situation.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
let me see. Feasible with from his friends' bodies. Because yeah, who's gonna fire me playing sports? Yeah, he's talking about uh, you know,
He
a
probably
work.
means like bathroom talk or something like that.
Yeah, bathroom talk or what is that?
Something like
The
that.
water
Oh,
dispenser.
drinking cooler talk.
Yeah, drinking cooler. That's locker room talk to him. That is so. Oh God, he's like this guy's like mild.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to see him work in a steel factory. It's
Yeah.
basically like bathrooms. There's like a prison, Yeah, like keep your head looking over your shoulders. People be pulling pranks constantly.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. The locker room
Head
talk
off.
for let's go on here very quickly. In mid-30s, real new locker room talk emerged. In the mid-30s, a new locker room talk emerged. I didn't know there was a date on that. Is that
I
mid-30s
think he means age.
age?
Mid
Oh,
30s. Really? A new locker room talk emerges? The new locker room talk goes like this. You ask your friend, what summer programming do you have your daughters in? And your friend says, I'm trying to find something with science in it. And you say, yeah. And you got to fight those cultural assumptions about girls and STEM. And he says, totally.
that's what men talk about. They talk about their
That's what men talk.
daughters. And
No, that's what men like him talk about because they can't be themselves because they're constantly under, the gynocentric influence.
Yeah, they talk about SJW Warrior, how my daughter is equally worthy to be in the STEM programs, but this evil patriarchy is keeping her out just because she thinks about math differently.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, this is getting old and boring. You want to skip down to the end where he bastes men again?
Yeah. Jesus. I mean, this article is really long. I tried to post a link in the chat, but it wouldn't let me do a URL.
We'll post it on the when the video comes up. We'll post it on that.
Jesus.
If we
So
don't
it
get a
goes over
copyright strike, yeah, we're probably going to get a copyright strike, and they're going to take it down.
Will we?
Yeah, no. If this guy sees it, yeah, he's a little
yeah.
bitch. So
Got some terms there.
he labeled all the terms. Okay, let's see that. It's
Alpha,
alpha.
socially dominant. Somebody who displays high value traits that are sexually attractive to women.
See, it's always through women. His validation is always through
Right.
women. And alpha
But it's
has
only socially, you know. There's
socially.
other aspects to it.
Yeah. SMV, sexual market value. Okay. A shorthand statement for what you bring to the table. Okay. Whatever for a one night stand or for a longer relationship. What?
I
So,
think guys usually use it as more of a how it looks as well as what you can bring to the table. But
yeah, sexual market value is a two-sided thing. It's what she's bringing to the table, what she's bringing, and the cost of what it's going to cost you to go out with that girl, and you're trying to reduce the sexual market value to its minimum, aren't you?
yeah,
HB,
HB, hot babe.
I didn't
Why
know we had
that's a PUA term. Yeah, I think the Reddit guys must be PUAs or something. At least that's what I'm getting from all of this.
oh god, AFBB, alpha fucks beta bucks. I just hated that term. I just hated that. I just think that's a horrible term. A walt. All women are like that. No, he's missing. You don't ever use a walt unless it's a predetermining factor that it's no walt. And then no walt is the sarcasm term to a walt, isn't it? You have to know no walt before you know no a walt.
Yeah. Definitions like these run in the dozens. Their primary purpose is clarity, obviously. More than
Obviously.
lust or hatred, the boys of Red Pill hunger for clarity. They desire to escape from confusion. They desire a system in which to comprehend desire itself. Don't we all?
Ah, yes, that ancient. What do you feel about that when you get that? And you'll be you'll be posing your idea and someone will go, no, it's not like that because we all have desire.
I don't know, sometimes you just want to slap the person, but
Yeah. Yeah.
looking
It's like, well, desire for what? I really, I don't understand that term. A simp has a lot of desire. And what we're talking about with desire is an overwhelming need for females' validation in a relationship. That's desire.
yeah.
So he's telling on himself. Oh, he's going to go on to
In real life,
Gameshi.
I knew once a man who was the exact opposite of the red pill in every regard. Yeah.
That man was
Of Gameshi.
he's name dropping that he knew Gian Gameshi
Yeah.
in real life, and Gian Gameshi was the opposite of all this. Whew.
Yeah, I'm not gonna read all that, but
Yeah, I don't even want to know what his. I don't really care what Gian Gameshi is, and
rape culture. It's a nebulous term.
oh, straight from the that's straight from the feminist rape culture guide, a nebulous term. Keon West and Bill Cosby's innocence and release because they are innocent. Gian Gameshi was released because he was innocent, and the court decided those things. But it's not good enough for them. I didn't know David Bowie faced rape allegations.
Apparently, he did.
Didn't know. I thought he was homosexual.
I thought he was the most confusing person ever.
Yeah, I thought he was the most confused man in the history of the world. Yeah. I just love that ending sentence he gives on this thing. Onitas.
The only constant is the hiding. That's one-itis. When a guy has fallen in love with a woman in the same way a boy loves his mother, he obsesses about her, but she does not reciprocate.
One-itis. The unicorn.
The unicorn. Mystical creature that doesn't fucking exist.
Yeah, we know that. He found one. He found it. She's a rhino unicornicist. Be a fat girl. Beautiful. She cooks.
Oh, wow. The red pill is hatred of women in the context of men wanting nothing more than to please women and who are living in the world with sexual marketplace they find deeply anxiety provoking. Revolt's law is another key concept of the red pill. Encapsulates male powerlessness as an internal truth. The female, not the male, determines all the conditions of the animal family, where the female can derive no benefit from association with the male. No such association takes place.
True.
So there's like quotes that he's using from Reddit that are true, you know. And I hope when people read this, they pick up on some of the truth nuggets in all the bullshit.
Yeah, that's the best thing that could possibly happen if someone reads through this and finds him repulsive as a person, and then
Right.
but says, "Hey, I think this other thing sounds pretty neat. I'll go check that out. I'll go check out some
You never know.
Mgtow."
Mgtows might come from the weirdest backgrounds where they might be looking up stupid feminist articles like this, stumble upon Mgtow, do some research, and then it changes their whole life. Who knows?
Yeah, yeah, that's probably the best thing that can. One-itis is another PUA term. Says swine dog. I thought it was a water buffalo. yeah, water buffaloes.
Yeah. The term manosphere is really a misnomer. Not quite a manosphere would be better.
Wow, that was a witty dig. It sounds a little bit, homosexual maybe too, isn't he? You think so?
You get some vibes off of that, don't you?
Yeah, because you can see him actually flipping his fingers like the black girls do and going, sister, not quite like the manosphere. That like gay thing they do. They got to do the chicken head right after. I said it.
All right, well, we'll power through this and finish this off real quick because this is probably one of the most interesting parts about the article.
This is the best part, the ending.
What the boys see already, just assumes that they're boys. So what the boys of the red pill need, in all honesty, is a massive dose of romantic poetry. I almost threw my phone earlier when I read this article.
Oh man, we could sit here and read each other romantic poetry. Man,
that'll fix us all, right?
In fact, I'm gonna go to the bar and read romantic poetry to the guys. That'll get my ass kicked.
Yeah. just read that so this guy can come and hit on you later.
Yeah. You'd be like whispering in your ear later, like, you did that so well.
Oh God! They need a dedicated course of treatment in the novels of Jane Austen and Dostoevsky. Is that how you say it?
Dostoevsky. Yeah.
I don't know. Combined with significant therapy and negative capability.
I don't even know. I was trying to figure out what that. I read some Jane Austen and I read Dostoevsky. That's kind of a poor term for his book that they find as the philosophy, because it has another sub term under there. But maybe I just read things differently than he reads things. And what would it have to do with negative capability?
I don't even know how that fits in.
Yeah, it's just like something he just kind of, I don't know. Maybe someone in the audience can explain that to me. Combined with a significant therapy and negative capability. What is negative capability? Like negative, you can't do something.
I don't even know, man.
Okay, let's move on before my head explodes.
Where was I at? Oh, they
We
need
need
to
to learn.
learn. They need to learn that love is awful, as if we don't already know that.
Didn't figure that one out.
In both the ancient and modern senses of the world, love is infinitely more powerful and real than any marketplace, sexual or otherwise.
Ah, love is awful, but it's powerful and real. And this always goes back to my with blue pill guys. I always say you hear the terms the heart want what's the heart wants, and when they say things like that, or she we found each just this thing in each other, this metaphysical thing, and she looked into my soul and I looked into her soul, and but there's this thing that they do where they think that it's a real thing in your heart, and
Yeah.
there's some kind of love muscle that you have. And if anybody can point that love muscle out to me, I would just please do it, because as much as I look at the physiology of human beings, I have not found that muscle yet.
I've got love muscle between my legs.
Yeah, that's about the only love muscle that there is that I can possibly see, and that has nothing to do with what he considers love.
Let's see. Mark Burley says negative capability. That is when a man is capable of being in uncertainties, mysteries, doubts, without any irrational reaching after fact and reason. So basically, he's saying to be emotional.
Yeah, to trust beyond trust. Just when you meet a girl and you just kind of
Just that
trust her, you throw away all those uncertainties.
Love or trust.
Yeah, because
That
she's
leap
mysterious.
of faith.
Yeah, the leap of faith. She's so mysterious, and I have no doubts, and all those uncertainties about she's going to steal my wallet. I'm going to put all those away.
She's a
not going to
woman.
run
She
up.
could never do me any harm.
Yeah, she's a woman. You can never run up my credit card.
Yeah. She could never sperm jack me.
Yeah, she's not going to sperm jack. She's not going to put it in the freezer and use it later on for a rape charge.
Women never do that. And they never
God.
kill their kids in bathtubs. And they never. Too far? All right.
Ooh, boy, we can go out for half a day with that.
They need to read Freud, who wrote that every man wants to murder his father and sleep with his mother, and that the only way to be civilized is to recognize that everyone is barbaric way down deep inside. He's so close but missing the mark so far, because we've studied human nature and female nature, male nature, and everything in between, and it's like he's almost getting it, but he's not.
Yeah. Did you ever want to murder your father?
Which one?
Yeah, like sleep. I never wanted to sleep with my mother. I'm sorry.
I don't think I ever wanted to murder my father or sleep with my mother. Yeah.
No, yeah. That's something I just when I read that, I was like, Freud's been proven to be way off on that.
Yeah, if that's some kind of human like animal instinct, I don't think I have that.
Yeah, and what Freud was talking about in those specific incidences were clients of his. He was talking about a client, a singularity, not everybody.
Yeah, and he was recording that instance, writing it down. Like,
yeah. So we get these. What's the famous thing that goes along with that? It's the whole idea of that was oh God, I can't remember it now. But he was pretty much seeing a couple really, really weird guys, and charting it and that stuff. It doesn't have nothing to do with normal people.
Yeah, like most of his work.
Yeah. If you're a psychiatrist and you're seeing Norman Bates, don't conflate fucking Norman Bates with Joe here. There's this little bit of a difference there.
Yeah, you got Charlie Manson sitting in a chair and you're poking around.
Yeah. poking around in that head and going, all men are like that.
Yeah, that's what real human nature is like. That's what male nature is. They want to kill their dads and fuck their moms.
Yeah, but isn't this what he's saying? He's saying
Yeah.
he's taking a Walt and going, no, it's all men are like that.
Yeah, he's flipping it around and taking the Reddit and going, this is how men actually act. this is every man ever, except for me apparently, which he never states.
Because he's the unicorn guy.
he's the not all men are like that.
Yeah, he's that the Walt. Yeah, Namwalt. Namwalt.
Oh god. I'm sorry for laughing so hard.
Yeah.
Dr. Leonard McCoy says he wanted to kill his mom sometimes.
He wants to kill his mom. I bet this guy's killed a few cats in his life.
Down by the railroad tracks.
Yeah, and lit a few cats on fire, and she did some terrible things with firecrackers in their orifices.
Oh god, where was that? They need to know that desire is a mess and that everyone suffers from its mess. Like he makes it seem like we're the ones who aren't living in reality. We're living in this fantasy.
Yeah, just suffer with me. And what he's saying is suffer with us. We need you to suffer with
down
us.
to his level of suffering.
Yeah.
Talk about his daughter's STEM classes or whatever the fuck.
Yeah. You need me. Yeah, of course, Matt. Misery loves company.
Oh god.
Oh.
Instead of culture, the world offers the boys of the red pill. It still calls them boys of the red pill content. Yeah. Instead of education, outrage. And it's not just the boys of the red pill who need to begin again to learn from the fiasco that is men and women. It's everybody. It's the whole world, except for me, the author.
The author, because I understand it so well. That's a disturbing article, wasn't it?
Oh God, yeah. So,
wow.
Just
if you were doing like a who is that? Icum Tole. You'd go. That little bell would ring in and go, men, pause and think about that.
Yeah, it's an interesting article, and I don't know how many people read, go online and subscribe and stumble upon. It has 3,000 shares, so it must not be that popular.
No, it's not really that popular, but it's a great example of a total mangina, isn't it?
Pretty much so. And I really foresee in the future a lot of news who want to do articles on Mgtow or the red pill. They're going to take the same approach, and they're going to go onto Reddit, and they're going to see the trolls, and they're going to think that's everybody ever is, and that's all men are like that.
All men are like that. Do you think he was trying to kind of formulate a response to Milo?
I don't know. He only mentioned Milo once.
Yeah, it kind of, the whole thing seems like a response to like Milo's sort of Mgtow. It's like he's gonna everything Milo says, and here's another gay guy, obviously, like having a really back and forth gay argument about their idea of what Mgtow should be, which they're not in Mgtow anyways, really.
Right. Yeah. Let's see. His other works, the white man pathology inside the fandom of Sanders and Trump. I don't even want to click on that.
Yeah, that's just a cis male hate, self-hatred.
Yeah. Why reading a book 100 times is a great idea.
Why reading a book 100? Oh, fuck. I read, there's only one book that I really do that with, and that's The Bluest Eye. I read that over and over again because there's so much meaning in there, and it's like, so there's like very few books I read over and over and over. I keep the Red Queen on my table so I can read that once in a while.
The ridiculously sexy Winter Olympics in March of 2010. So it looks like he puts out an article, once a year. Oh, there was like a 4-year gap. Jesus. So he's, like he probably just wanted a paycheck and just,
Yeah.
what can I do real quick? Something hosh posh and nobody gives a fuck about. 3,000 shares,
He's a mid-30s hipster with a gynocentric
trying to,
world.
be a beta simp to all the women in his office and
Yeah.
look what I stumbled upon, and I'm not like these guys at all, so you should you should walk with me to the Colgan machine. And
Yeah, the poster boy for the Guardian. He's the poster mangina boy for the Guardian. And they bring these guys on. And but the thing is, we stumble upon it and it just bam, like wow. There a lot of guys out there are like that. A lot of guys typically don't understand Mgtow. They don't understand the manosphere in general. If you don't understand the manosphere, you ain't never gonna get to Mgtow. There's a few. You're a few steps short there. Soul watching, soulmate, soul bond, soul fucked. So, that's a badass. That's pretty. The man for guys to flip into the red pill like feminism. Yeah, that was pretty horrible. We were looking at that earlier, and in my head, kind of. Hey guys, by the way, do you know what today is?
I do not know if you're asking.
Did anybody look at the calendar today to see what the day was, what special holiday it was? Because they have a holiday calendar, and every day's got a specific holiday.
Oh yeah, I don't I don't pay attention to that kind of stuff.
It's the happy holiday calendar. Today is ex-spouse day.
Oh, is that what it is? Oh
Yeah.
wow, there's an actual day for that.
There's an actual day for ex-spouse day, and I did a video, but the sound quality came out really bad because my we were talking about before, my drivers took a dump on me again, and so it was clear. I did 2 videos today, and I raced them both. Sorry guys. The second video I thought was really good too. I did a reading from Charles Bukowski, and did you send me that Charles Bukowski book?
Me? I did not.
Yeah. Oh, somebody sent me like a Charles Bukowski book, and I just get a kick out of Bukowski. I try to read like him, but I can't do it because he's got that thing, that it's just that special thing he does. But and I talked about if today is they actually have a day now. It's ex-spouse day, when you're supposed to reach out to your ex-spouse and tell her how wonderful that experience was.
It's for all the divorced women on alimony to buy an annual divorce cake and kill the little married guy on top of the cake and have a little crazy party like women do.
Yeah. This just incidentally comes 2 months to the date after Valentine's Day. So you gotta, it's like she knows she didn't get a Valentine's Day from you. So they made this special day where so they're going to double down on it. And like, okay, now you send her the flowers and say, thanks for, putting up with me, honey.
Thanks for moving your shit out in 2 months.
Yeah, thanks. She sends thanks for moving your shit out in the little time that the cops took you out. And I hope you and your fishing pole have fun. I'm selling all the furniture and your tools. Wow. So that's the special day today. And that's what we wanted to cover today. You about ready to give this thing a
yeah, I just found that interesting article. Figured I'd share it with the community.
Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, it was a good one to reflect on our why we go Mgtow. It's like, why do we go Mgtow? Because women and half the guys out, or at least 3/4 of the guy out there, think like that guy.
Yeah, and you never know. Maybe there's some blue pill guy sitting there reading that, and then he'll look it up and go, you know what? These Mgtow guys are on to something.
These Mgtow guys are on to something. They're a little more in.
Women are flaky.
Yeah. Just admit it. It's just, that's all we're saying, is just admit the truth to yourself, and then it will set you free. The truth is going to set you free. Admit it. Work with it. Try to figure out a way around it, and there, your life is better. You're only hit after you're hit. You can pretend all those things are happening, and you can pretend that they're all not happening, and you can pretend everything's bunnies, butterflies, and puppies, but it's not that way. When that moment comes where you're hit, that's the only moment that's going to happen, and then you're fucking hit. It's so quick, and it's so painless, and it's so quick, and but the rest of the 99% of the time is going to be you floating around in butterflies and puppies like this cat is,
Yep. Off in La La Land.
Off in La La Land, just rainbows, lollipops. I bet his favorite. He's got a picture of a pitcher of beer, and there's girls there, and then they're all just serving beer, and everything's happy, and all the trees have flowers in them.
Oh wow.
Well, real world is divorce court, and never seeing your kids, and paying alimony and child support, and living in a one-room apartment. Trying to scrounge up some of those ramen noodles and seeing if those mayonnaise packets make it taste any better. That's real life after that happens.
Yeah.
That's sad. That's real sad, because men are paying 42% taxes generally, and
yeah, when a reality of that magnitude hits, it resonates, especially in this community. I wonder what would happen if that author, if he's straight, went through the whole thing, got taken through the ringer, sitting on his couch eating ramen, can't afford electric bill in the dark, and he wonders, maybe I should have looked into more of that stuff instead of writing a article, to get a paycheck to pay my wife.
Yeah. You know what's going to happen if he ever gets a divorce is they're going to make fun of him, because he's going to see a little bit of it then, and then they're going to ostracize him from the group immediately. That's what happens in real life. You get ostracized from there because they can't have you around, because you're always a representative of the bad that can happen. And that's part of the delusion. Part of the delusion is ostracizing all those little reminders of why it is a delusion. And that's what they do.
Yeah. Mgtow is an uncomfortable truth.
Mgtow is an uncomfortable truth. Yes, it is.
Yep. And that's why a lot of guys, when they go through the quote unquote red pill rage, because they're trying to deal with all the harsh realities.
But boy, that puppy breath and rainbows place is that's a nice place to live your life if you can keep it for some 60, 70 years before you die. Hey, it's almost like being on acid for your entire life, isn't it?
Must be a special kind of high.
It must be. Yeah, that's a special kind of high. I was just watching that thing with South Park the other day when they were snorting the cat piss.
The cheesing.
The cheesing. Yeah, that's what they call the cheesing. And then they went to Heavy Metal Land.
Yep.
And then, she comes out and he's like, I noticed you were admiring my daughter's tits. Like, get in the pool of life and bathe with her.
Yep. That must be the blue pill world there.
Yeah. So if you want to, just sniff some cat
in reality, you're naked in a sandbox fighting a kindergartner.
Sandbox.
I love how that episode was great.
That was they got the heavy metal thing going. Heavy metal. Oh my, that was a great. That's blue pill living there. That's blue pill land. That's a delusional place, and life's not like that, and it's much crueler than Happy Hump Day. Oh yeah, was it Hump Day today? No, Happy Hump Day was yesterday. Today's Thursday.
Hump Day.
Yeah, yesterday was hump day.
Are
They
you
don't do
living in
that
the
under.
past, badass Dan?
Yeah.
Do you have a time machine?
If I can go back to Wednesday, what would I do yesterday that I didn't do today?
I would sleep until it's today.
Till noon? I would sleep until.
I would skip work because I didn't have anything productive going on.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, God. I mowed the grass today when I got home. That's what I did.
That's nice.
All the leaves. God.
I never got to experience mowing grass as a chore because my dad owns a landscaping business.
Oh, that's so cool. So he just come home and just do and the lawn always looked great.
Yep.
Yeah, I had to get out there with the 20-inch push mower today and to go around all the fence lines. And my son was like yelling at me because if I see some weeds, I just start them on fire. And
yeah, I gotta go run some motor oil and some other shit to him. He's got it all in a box, but that's who called me earlier.
yeah.
He wants me to run him out some stuff, so I gotta do that in a hot minute.
Okay, yeah. You said you had something to do. Okay, you said run him out some motor oil and
yeah. I have no idea what he's working on, but I guess I'll find out when I get there.
yeah, you're gonna have to help.
Yep.
Yeah, I got some grass mowing now later, guys. Yeah, but I just reminded everybody. Everybody just went, oh shit, I gotta mow my grass too.
Hey, it's a beautiful day. The sun's out. Oh shit, I got mow.
Mow my grass.
Or start snowing tomorrow, you know.
Yeah. Oh, I did
Ohio.
Yeah, I did a nice double cut where I was gonna go for the lines and the checkerboard look.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to do that next time. I have like two sections with a round thing in the middle, like with trees and stuff in it. So I'm going to go for the.
Always ruin that nice checkerboard look.
Yeah, so I'm going to do the checkerboard look on both sides next time, and then it'll be it's rewarding.
Yep.
Get the trimmer out, but you can't edge now because the mud's too muddy, and
yeah,
you're just like cleaning out the edger, all the time. And it's like, you go down 2 feet and you got to clean it out. Go another 2 feet, clean it out. And
right. And then you break your, what are those calls on that? Your little tips or whatever you put in them.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm waiting for it to get dry. Maybe at the end of the week I can edge because it's going to get dry. So that's my yard duties. And I got to get dirt delivered.
Dirt? We got that everywhere. Nah.
Yeah. Oh, not in Lorraine. We don't have dirt in Lorraine. We have it goes from 2 inches of nasty ass topsoil right to slate.
Really?
So if you want to,
that sounds like a farmer's nightmare.
yeah. So if you want to do a garden, I have to have the dirt delivered, and then the slate eventually eats it up.
Do you have a bunch of farms and shit out that way, or?
Yeah, there's a lot of farms that go inward, but where I live on the cliff on a river, I live on the Black River, and then both edges come up to the Black River, and it just turns to slate, and then that's where they put the houses because it's nice to build on them. It's good drainage and stuff, but it's shit for growing.
Yeah. All right, I finished my beverage and I'm going to go.
Okay, and with that, just having a nice Thursday hangout. We had talked about that, and then I guess I'll close this down for palatability. And with that, guys, y'all have a great day, and you guys take care.